entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday. I miss you all. Oh, it's been a long weekend away, but very good time. It's been very sunny here in Seattle, and also a lot of things been going on at Creditor Academy and the updates therein. Let me tell you, things are moving fast with Creditor Academy, and I wanted to share some of the latest updates of what's going on. So, and how I'm organizing the Academy for all the masterclass members and your benefit. So one of the first things that I want to share that's the exciting news is how much content we have created and how organized we set up our plan. For masterclass members, you've already seen this as it's been launched and unleashed. But at the homepage of our website, our masterclass, we have come out with new courses. I wanted to share in depth kind of what is in a course. What is in a course? So let me go to catalog. Let me go to, let's say, operate private. And let me go into one of these, maybe lesson 4. Okay. So here's lesson 4. I just picked a random one of our courses at Creditor Academy, where we talk about residence, domicile, and citizenship. Okay. Now, the thing I've done at Creditor Academy is, I am what's called the subject matter expert. I'm the instructor. I'm the person that comes to you to give you the in-depth detail. And that primarily is how a lot of people on YouTube teach. It is a completely different subject when we talk about education, right? Because there's different forms of education and there's different ways to learn. So even though I do teach on a subject in depth, myself and my team of instructional designers, I have 15 instructional designers. I have 74 staff now in total. I'm very excited about how much we have grown. But my instructional designers are the ones that take the subject that I'm an expert in and can put it into a bite-sized educational course for your benefit. So this is a module, and a module has different lessons, okay? So this is one module. We have many modules, but it has 9 lesson plans inside of it. So let's take a look at just one of the lessons. So we click into that. So this one
key terms and legal presumptions. The legal terms resident, domicile, and citizen carry precise meanings that differ sharply from their everyday use, and these distinctions are critical because they determine how governments assert jurisdiction and impose obligations.
So right off the bat, we have what's called immersive reader. One of the ways that people learn is that you learn by reading, but you also learn by hearing it as well. So throughout the entire academy, like with the other organizations, not only other organizations, but in school in general, it was hard for me to learn because everybody just tells you, read this book, read that book, read this article, read that article. Hey, look at this template, read this. So it's so much reading that the comprehension sometimes gets lost. So what we did was, as our first thing is, we broke this down into bite-sized, easy places to do. So then you have the immersive reader, and you also have the subject matter itself. As you go along, you'll see some other things inside of here. When you go into it, you'll
statutory
see
residence.
You'll see tests. You'll see quizzes. You'll see behavioral triggers. And we also have gamification that's inside of this as well. So we have a lot that is being shared here at Creditor Academy to ensure that you have the best learning experience possible. I'm going to go into an in-depth further presentation with my instructional designer this Thursday about the comprehensiveness of these lesson plannings, because we base everything off of the Montessori model. And the Montessori model, what I liked about it, that's why I went all through elementary going through Montessori's. And then all of a sudden you hit high school. And then what does the high school principal say? Yeah, we don't do that anymore. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, well, because it's 9th grade. I was like, okay, so why did we stop this Montessori model? Because you're in high school. And I'm like, does it not work if you're in high school? Yeah, we don't do that. I've just never understood it. And then it's the same thing in college. Trying to find a college that does the Montessori model. They say, well, Michael, that's for kids. And I'm like, funny that it worked for most of my life, but suddenly when I get to high school and college, no, it's just not a way of learning anymore, as if we grew out of it or something. So we're a private Montessori association. I'm here to tell you, if you've never been a part of a Montessori before, or you've been a part of the educational platform of a Montessori before, and it's life-changing how thorough it is in your kid. It was by, what was it, Sarah Montessori, who started it in France. And she did the whole breakdown, and, she started with kids, and then it was older kids, and it started moving along through the years. So I put that into the academy. My instructional designers taught at Montessori schools as well and built Montessori programs as well. So when I say we're a private Montessori association on the homepage of our website, I really do mean that we put in that educational platform because I believe it's one of the best ways to learn, because it's freedom of choice. You get to move around and learn what you like. You get all of your sensories, your visual, your touching, your hearing, your gamification, your interaction throughout the entire course. So this Thursday, I'm going to do a thorough presentation with my instructional designer about the Montessori method and how we applied it. If you want to be a masterclass member, now is the time to get in, because we not only do the Montessori model, but we let you test it out. We give you Sovereignty 101 as part of your masterclass membership. We give you exclusive access to templates and documents that you're not going to find anywhere else, because my attorneys and myself put these documents and templates together. I'm not just grabbing them off the internet. So you're part of your masterclass. You get Sovereignty 101. You get to see the standard of the Montessori model. And you get live classes, video presentations, cinematic presentations, PowerPoint presentation. I'm literally going to show you how much I pack these courses together, because again, I'm not in the business of being a subject matter expert who is spewing unlimited information at you. I'm in the business of education. And the business of education is a very serious subject, because it is the business of learning, and everybody learns differently, and there's a science to it. So we concentrate on that. All right, let's get to the fun topic of today, which is all about the police. The police. Oh, yeah, once someone got in trouble, real big trouble, and we're going to examine what went right or what went wrong. You will be the judge of that. But we're going to go over how the police pulled him over with no license, no registration, and no insurance, because he's sovereign. You don't need that, right, man? Not if you're sovereign. So let's go over it. Okay, let me pull this up. Here we go. And I'll share my screen. All right, let's get started.
At this time right now, 10:07 p.m. There's a cop chasing me right now. I'm doing what it seems to be 50 miles or 55 miles per hour. I do it, you know? Thank you. Yep. Exactly. Pulled me over. not for hire. I'm not using the roads for any public gains. Say it again? He's telling me to pull down closer to the ramp because he don't got space. There's really no space on this corner right here. I'm gonna just pull into this gas station that's in front of me. Right here? Hold it right here? All right, this one. This is the one. Nope, never mind.
What's going on, man?
Doing good, sir. What's your name? No, I said doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah, what's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
McGrath.
McGrath, okay. Badge number? Badge number?
Sorry, a little hard to hear.
No,
you.
badge number. Sorry about that.
123.
123
Nice and easy.
0390. I'm not running anywhere. I don't know why he's trying to block me in. You block me. I'm not running nowhere. I have nothing.
I'm sorry, it's a little hard to hear you.
No, nothing.
Okay.
I ain't saying nothing.
What did he get stopped for?
I don't know.
Not
I
sure.
asked. He didn't even tell me. He just asked me for my identification.
Did you give over your paperwork, like your license, registration?
I'm not using the roads as anything for commerce. I'm not for
Sorry,
hire.
it's a little, I can't hear you.
No, I'm saying I'm not using the roads for any kind of hire. I'm not using it. I'm not gaining any profit. I'm not for hire. I'm just traveling. That's what I'm doing.
What's not for hire?
No, you're trying to subject me to say I'm doing something in a commercial capacity. If I have a commercial driver's license, I'm not using the road in that way.
Commercial driver's license?
I'm not using that. I'm not using the road in that way. And I expressed to him that I'm just merely just traveling.
Okay.
I reserve my rights. I said under exercising my 4th and 5th Amendment. And I asked him if I'm being pulled over and I'm arrested, I'm being detained, if you could read me my rights, and that would be okay. That's all I asked.
We don't need to read you your Miranda rights for a traffic stop.
Okay, am I being convicted of a crime? That's why he didn't articulate that. So I'm just trying to find what was his probable cause.
Trying to just get more
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what's going on, and I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. That's all.
Absolutely. I get it.
That's it.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, it's a traffic stop at this point, so he probably pulled you over for a motor vehicle violation.
Yeah, and that's how I was telling him I'm not using the roads any no money gain wise, and that's commercial stuff.
You're not using rules?
I'm not using the roads as a commercial capacity, which is under the statutory
you said
stuff.
CDL.
Yeah.
Commercial driver's license,
Yeah.
right? What does that have to do with?
That's what, because I'm just trying. I'm not using the roads for any no hire. You guys are getting paid to do these things. I'm not getting paid, so I'm just trying to exercise my rights respectfully.
What kind of rights you talking about?
My life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I had the pursuit of happiness to use the roads as intended for. I'm not using it for any kind of business. That's all. There's no one here that I'm taking for hire or being paid for. I'm not using that for any kind of thing. I got 3 officers on me.
What's going on tonight, mate? How you doing?
Doing good, you?
All right, not bad, not bad. You know the reason why we stopped you?
I was trying to find that out.
Okay, so the reason why the trooper stopped you, the registration on the vehicle doesn't match the car that it's on.
Yeah. So with that being said, this vehicle is not for. This is private property. This is my vehicle.
Okay, are you traveling on state roads?
I'm traveling. Yes, I'm traveling.
Did you fill up this vehicle with fuel?
All right. Pause right there for just a moment, okay? The vehicle that's registered does not match the license plate registration does not match the vehicle. So immediately start having it clear in your mind that the individual's license plates are not private plates, that they're scannable, that they are referable. So now you just put jurisdiction, right? They ran the plates that went behind him, because I was wondering too, was he speeding? Was he good? And then they said, no, we ran your plates and they're not, the registration of the plates is not to the vehicle. And what does he do? He just deflects it. This is what gives our movement a bad name. It's just simple stuff like this, to where it could have been told, if you had done the right process and you would operate in the private, put the car in a trust, get a DOT number for the trust that has the title to the vehicle, and now you're the trustee and the driver of the vehicle from that. That's just a start for what you could be doing to step yourself in the right direction. Okay, so I want to make that comment. We'll go back to the video.
Well, what does
Did you interact in commerce by using fuel to fill this vehicle, or did you put vegetable oil from your house in it?
Probably vegetable oil from the house.
That's what
if we're gonna be, you know, if we're gonna be an ass at the same time.
Who, me or you?
I'm just exercising my rights. I'm trying to tell you that, and I'm not trying to do anything. I reserve all my rights. I exercise my Fourth and Fifth Amendment.
All of that. That's perfectly fine. The problem we have tonight is the registration on this vehicle doesn't match. Okay, so we don't know if the vehicle's stolen.
The vehicle's not stolen. I told you that.
We just got to figure all that out.
The vehicle's not stolen.
You understand, though, that's what we got to figure out, right?
All right.
Okay.
Conduct the
investigation. Do you have any paperwork with the vehicle?
I have everything for this vehicle. This vehicle belongs to me.
Yeah, if you could provide that, that would be fantastic.
Provide what exactly?
The registration and proof of insurance.
I just told you that this car belongs to me. It's private property.
Correct. I understand that.
No insurance either?
It's private property, but you're on public and state property when you're driving it.
And vehicular use. Anyone can use it if you're not engaging in commerce.
You are engaging in commerce because you filled the vehicle up with fuel. Did you not? Or you?
That doesn't make any sense. But
that doesn't make any sense? Okay. Well, we have a tow truck coming to tow your private property. Okay.
Well, that's not okay. That's not gonna happen. So can I get my rights read to me, please?
Say it again.
You read me my rights?
I don't need you to read your rights.
Can you read me my rights? You're about to take something that doesn't belong to the state of Connecticut.
I'm trying to work with you here, okay? The information that you provided me, I can't find anything, okay? You're not working with me.
I identified as you asked for.
Okay, you identified as whatever, but I don't have a valid driver's license.
Identify as whatever.
I can say who you are, and that's what I need.
I gave you what you needed.
This is going to turn into something I don't want it to turn into. There's no reason for it. You have every right to believe whatever you want to believe.
Because it's the law. It's not the law.
Okay, so just stay right here. I'll be right back.
Okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cops here, because I'm obviously doing something that is unconstitutional. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he ran it yet. Yeah.
I don't put me in any sovereign citizen things. That's not what I am in doing. It's not sovereign citizen. That's a terrorist group. I don't have nothing to do with that.
He's got it taped. Okay.
It doesn't belong to the state of Connecticut. It's private property.
Sir, is there a reason why you have the VIN taped over?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions? Okay. Hey, partner. I'm the supervisor.
Yeah, supervisor.
Right, so,
Donis, badge number?
So listen, this is the deal. They have a lawful reason to pull you over. They have a lawful reason to pull you out of the vehicle. We're trying to avoid that. We could. It's okay. By all means, we have to do what we got to do. I understand you got your notions, whatever they may be. So, I mean, I don't know what they are. You know what I'm saying? But right now, the car's in misuse. It's going to get towed. The other thing you have is that they're asking you right now to give you a lawful order to step out of the vehicle. With that said and done.
All right. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. If you have something to say, just like you said, you can interject. I have no problem with that. So right now, they are giving you a lawful order because the vehicle is a misuse. Basically, they can't identify you. Because I guess, do you have any identification?
I gave him my name. I gave him everything.
Okay. Do you have anything with a photograph? That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't at this moment.
Okay. So they need to further investigate, find out who you really are. That's number one. Number two, the vehicle seems to have issues with the registration. Okay. So with that said alone, that alone, you're looking at a misuse of a plate, or did they have a plate? Does it have a plate? Okay,
Is it misuse?
so whatever plate was on this vehicle,
Okay.
or is on this vehicle.
Did he already take it off?
Huh?
Did he already take it off?
Eventually they will.
No, I'm asking because you said if he's there. I don't know if he took it already or
So
not.
the plate is there. But I didn't notice.
Okay,
There was
okay.
a plate when I was walking up. So with that said and done, the fact that the plate is not that the plate does not belong to the vehicle.
Okay.
That right there, it's their probable cause to pull you over.
Okay.
All right. So with that said and done, whatever it is that they need and they're trying to identify you, just to move this along, just help them out, just so we don't have to escalate this. I'll be honest with you, as a supervisor, I don't want this to be escalated.
Me neither. That's why I actually gave him my name.
Okay.
I gave him my name and date of birth.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from New York.
From New York.
Yeah.
From New York City, upstate, or where?
No, Bronx, I guess.
The Bronx,
Yeah.
okay. Did you ever have an identification or a driver's license with New
Yes,
York?
I have one but I rescinded it with Connecticut. I rescinded my driver's license. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, you rescinded it. You just gave it back up.
Yeah.
Why?
Why would I give him my right to drive? It's free.
Okay.
But that, I'm telling you, I'm being respectful.
Listen,
Okay. Oh, what is there to say? I guess there's a lot. There's a lot to say when it comes to this. Let's just break down a few things. This is why if you want to defend your rights, you really got to be prepared. You can't just be, I don't know who taught this individual. Well, it looks like there's like the logo of the organization that's promoting this, which I wouldn't even put my name on this anywhere and whatnot and make an introduction. Oh, I'm going to get paid. Nah, you get your ass in jail because there's no laws being referred to here. He's not asserting his rights properly. He put a piece of tape over the VIN number and left on a registration of a vehicle from another car. And then he rescinded his driver's license and gave it back, which I'm not saying is a good or a bad thing, as long as you know what you're doing. And so now he's in the situation that he must have known was going to come someday, right? Because you don't go to this length to not know that something like this is a possibility of happening, of getting pulled over. So now the day has come. Now the police officer's there. Now the supervisor is there asking you the question that you knew was coming ahead of time. Why do you not have a driver's license? Why are you driving with some other registered vehicle's license plate number? Why are you not providing your identification and proof of insurance? I mean, these are basic questions you need to know how to answer, right? And the way to deal with this situation, honestly, is to be prepared for the situation before it happens. That's why I like scripts. I'm never caught off guard. I'm never worried about what to say because I have my organized script to go over. I'm going to share with you guys that script today. I'm going to go through a little bit about what I read. Okay, but first let's finish this ingenious interaction. And remember, this organization, whatever he's following, even the organization said, this guy's going to get paid, and they even promoted the organization they're with. And this is what makes us look bad. I mean, I don't know why they even go this route. If you're not prepared in this situation, do you think he's going to be just as prepared in a court proceeding? You think all of a sudden he's going to be, have his ducks? Anyways, that's just my commentary. That's my commentary. Back to it.
It may sound crazy to you, but the DMV took my recent driver's license. I'm not using the roads, and why would I register my vehicle if I'm not using it?
You did have a license at one time.
That's how I told
So
him.
according to the state, not against you, not according to you, but according to the state, you have a license. You get it back up because you don't feel you have the right that, hey, I have the right to drive.
I had the life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. There's a lot of doctrines on this. There's a lot of.
But you understand that. I understand your rights. You got your rights. It is what it is, right? And
It is what it is.
We're gonna respect that, but you realize that you still got to play by the rules of the government because they expect the car to be registered, insured, and everything else.
Yeah, but I'm
Wrong
not
with that.
driving. I'm not using the vehicle for any profit. I'm not for
No,
hire.
no, it has nothing to do with profit. This has to do with just basic stuff. In order for the vehicle to be on the roadway, it needs to be registered. So that the state, or in your case, probably the government, right?
Hmm.
They require your vehicle to be registered, insured, and everything else.
Yeah, if
Goes along with
I'm
that.
using.
It's just the rules that you got to play with. Unfortunately, you may not feel, you may not like what the government has to offer you, and what they're asking for you to do, and that's okay. Listen, everyone's got an opinion, right?
Heck, no, it's not my opinion. It's literally
Or it's your
it's
belief. And
it's
that's
not
okay.
belief. It's not belief either. It's constitutional.
So, it's constitutional.
Constitutional law, like everything
so
statutory,
How do we move forward
constitutional.
from this point then?
Can I make sure he wrote my name properly and everything is all set?
Sure. You got.
Because
Did you write his name and all that stuff? You want to put it on a piece of paper and show it to him in the window?
this is
that okay
ridiculous.
with that?
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
I'm trying to
So
de-escalate.
here's what I'm trying to get at. What's your first name? I'm sorry.
My name is Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Sergeant Adonis. So what
Sergeant
I said, what I
Adonis.
want to do is, I want to make this as peaceful as possible. I want to move on with life. I want you to
Literally.
Way. I want everybody to be on their way, but I don't need this to escalate. You feel me?
I'm here. I'm willing to
Okay, so
cooperate.
Jonathan, is this what? Is this all
Jonathan.
correct? Yeah.
Yes. Whoa, he put 60381. I'm 99. I'm 20. Come on.
Try that.
Come on, you see they about to escalate and throw me out the car, and that right there, the mere something that's so small that could be prevented. 99, 1999.
99. Same month, same.
Everything is the same, yeah. That's I'm like, yo, like, what are you telling me? You can't find me.
So what I'm telling you is right now, straight up, either way, if the car is not registered, if it's not insured, if the plate does not belong to the vehicle itself, I'm not gonna mince any words with you. The car is gonna get towed, and it's because of that situation. Now,
I object to taking my car, my private.
Well,
this is
I'm
my
just letting you
property.
know.
I didn't.
I understand that, but
There's no
right now,
contract with the
there's-
state. That's I'm just trying to let you know. There's no contract with the state. I'm not giving up my
understand,
right.
Jonathan, but there's a thing. You're not supposed to be driving this vehicle because the state says, "Hey."
I'm not driving. I told them I was traveling. I'm traveling
I
from.
understand that you're traveling.
Point A to
but
point
the fact
B.
of the matter is that you're not supposed to be traveling in this vehicle because the state wants you to have the car registered.
The state
and
wants me to
insured.
have it insured, but I'm not using it as
And
commerce.
registered. And registered.
And
That's
registered?
what the statute says. The statute by law.
What statute is that, if possible?
The
To understand?
14, well, you got the 1412. What is it? 1412A. Which
1412A.
Is the, yeah. Which is the registration one.
With the registration one, okay.
So you have insurance?
I'm not using this car as any for
Okay,
business. That's what I'm trying to
the
tell you.
state
I'm not for
says-
hire.
The state and every other state in the United States of America right now, as I know it, they require that when you have a registration, the vehicle also is to be insured. Okay. Now that's the other statute on that one. The insurance is the 14213B Bravo. Okay. So it's 14213, 1412A for registration. Okay. Now you got what you call a misuse. If you have a plate that belonged to another car at some time in the past, and now you actually affixed to this vehicle, now you're looking at an additional charge.
And what charge is
and the
that?
statute is that it's going to be 14147, which explains it says a misuse of registration. Basically, you're using registration that belongs to another vehicle or never belonged to anything at all. You know, that maybe was canceled or whatever it was, and you put it and you fix it to this vehicle here. So that's what you're looking at. So you're looking at three things. All right. Now, the officer stopped you for whatever problem cause he had.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we are right now. So with that said and done, we, are bounded by having to remove the vehicle off the road because it's not roadworthy. It's your car. We're not seizing your car.
You're seizing my car. You're taking my property.
We're going to remove it from the road, but you have the right to go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, get a registration and insurance, and insure the vehicle, and then you can take the vehicle out.
I don't want to do any of that because I'm not. That's the first place why I didn't give up the right to give my car.
I understand. So the way we would have avoided that is if you would have had the vehicle registered already. And I know that you don't abide by the.
I didn't say I don't abide by the law. I uphold the law. I follow it to the T and understand it.
All right, so I'm telling you right now, we're gonna identify you. Either way, the car's gonna get towed. I'm telling you straight up. I'm not gonna listen. I've been straight up with you, right?
I understand
You've
that.
been very honest with me. I've been honest with you, and I like this dialogue that we're having. But what I'm telling you is that that's where we are right now, and let's just kind of keep it moving smoothly and all that. You got kids?
Isn't it? No,
You got
I'm
kids?
not here.
There's just little baby seats. That's all.
That's fine.
So we're gonna go from there, right? So let's keep it cordial. Let's keep it moving.
I'm always
It is
gonna
what
keep
it
it
is.
cordial, man. I'm always gonna keep it.
All right. So like I said, are you able to identify him? Were you able to identify him? No. All right. So listen, there's the warning. Are you gonna step out of the vehicle?
So there's a threat.
That's not threat. That's just I'm telling you right now.
A warning
I'll
is
give
a.
you the courteous. The courtesy. The courtesy is, Jonathan, we're gonna tow your vehicle. We need you to get out of the vehicle.
I don't consent
so
to my
now with that
vehicle
said
being
done,
towed.
I just gave you a lawful order, which they probably gave you the lawful order on top of that. Now we're going to move forward to the next level. I don't want to go there, be honest with you, because I want to keep this very peaceful, and I want to move on my way. You want to move on your way. I understand that. So I already asked you. I'm going to ask you again, just to be clear, clarity. Okay, you know, your camera's going off. It's recording.
Yeah,
my
recording.
Camera's going off. Everybody's camera's off. Right? It's good.
Perfect.
So I'm going to ask you. Would you mind stepping out of the vehicle so that trooper can actually tow your vehicle and do what he has to do? And he's going to issue you infractions, and then you could go to court and you could actually contest it. And that's how we go from there.
I don't.
Life goes on.
Yeah, it's very peaceful. I just don't consent with my property being taken.
You understand? We already asked you. So I'm going to give you the courtesy to open the door on your own.
Oh, that happened, and then when it was cold.
You go open it from the inside.
Yeah, I just don't consent to my property being told.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
You don't have to consent, but this is where we are right now. Consent.
I don't have to consent, but this is where we are.
So what you're saying is you're refusing to get out of the vehicle?
I didn't say I was refusing.
All right, so you know what? We're moving on. Do what you gotta do.
Nice, they broke my window.
Nope. Don't reach. Do not reach. Do not reach.
I don't consent no search and no seizure of my vehicle. You want me to open it for you? No, do not touch my phone. Do not let it record. That's messing with evidence. All right.
Hold on.
Can I? Are you gonna read me my rights?
Go ahead, Sarge. Yeah, we will.
Okay. Can you push? I can't turn. I need you to. I read you're about to pull me out.
All right, we got you.
Not dragging you on.
Nobody's dragging you.
Yes, you are. I'm trying to turn.
Okay, relax. That's it. And then just lift them up. Let's get them up. All right.
No, exactly.
All right. Roll them over. Roll you to the side. Bring your knee up to your chest. Bring your knee. There you go. Now you're gonna roll. Bring your other knee. Bring your other knee. There you go. There you go. All right. There you go.
Would you have a wallet or anything that you can just come out?
Put this foot.
And your cell phone obviously is under.
Yeah, and my foot back.
And your foot back. Where's your backpack? Is it
Right
on
in
your
front.
foot?
Put this foot underneath you. Put that by your butt.
I'll be on this side. Watch this, Johnny. All right.
Amazing. So what do you think? Is that a sovereign win or a sovereign loss?
Who's got time for that?
Who's got time for that? Who's got time for that? Who's got time for that, man? Oh, that's good. Anybody else? Any other comments? If you want to join live here on YouTube with the group, you can go to www.creditoracademy.com, and on our homepage, you can join us live here on YouTube to do it. They got a lot of people viewing right now, so you can go. You go to the homepage of the website, you scroll down, you can go to live class and just hit the Tuesday link. Today is Tuesday, every single week. Okay, so what are the comments? What went wrong? What did the guy do that was wrong? What did he do? Is this a stumper?
No, he had a significant nexus with the state.
Yeah.
There were minimum contacts at play.
He put that plate on there like he did. It was like a missed plate. So they gave him jurisdiction with the driver's license, saying that he had one previously. You know? Because they don't care if you rescind it. If you've ever had a driver's license, it's a unilateral contract, so they're gonna claim that they have jurisdiction.
No, as a matter of fact, the minute you have to drive.
So he was creating a lot of joinder. He was like kind of saying one thing, but he was kind of in their jurisdiction. So he was all over the place. It was messy.
Look,
And he didn't have no paperwork. That's what it boiled down to. Paperwork.
here's that. The fact that he still has a driver's license, it don't matter. He still has a responsibility to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you cancel it, cancel that, it's over.
No,
And the
but
only
like
way
I
that
said, he
you
didn't
can
cancel it.
you gotta have the paperwork to do it. So, and then you gotta have the paperwork to show him that you did it. He ain't had nothing. He just had his word. They ain't gonna go for that. They ain't gonna go for that.
He ain't gonna go for that. Jack, what do you think, man? What do you think, Jack?
Hi.
for everybody that's there, I think if you were watching him, you saw that, first of all, the police didn't realize he wasn't drunk. He wasn't intoxicated. He wasn't rude or anything like that. So they were talking with him civilly. Now, he had mistakes and things that he had to cover up, but I believe that he would have been able to eventually leave there without being in handcuffs. He may end up having to have his car towed, but I don't think he would have substituted an arrest if he had thought about that.
Yeah, I think they would have left him on the side of the road. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and the other thing is he's quoting a statute that does say that when you're traveling privately in your car, you're not in commerce, but you still got to have your car registered. You know. So. All right, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Joseph, what do you think, man? What do you think?
He was very uneducated in this movement, but also you are driving in commerce because you are driving a registered vehicle with the state. You're taking care of their property because you surrendered your title to them and you got a certificate of title. So you're driving actually, if you want to, you know, down to the gnat's ass, you're driving for the state. You're driving commercially until you unregister that vehicle and unregister yourself. And that's the freedom that we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to combat. I mean, that officer was really prepared. I mean, I've seen a lot of officers, when you ask them the question, what statute is that? A lot of them don't know. They're like, oh, it's in there. I have to look it up. But that officer was, I would say, pretty prepared to do his job, so we need to come at the same level of preparedness, when we're doing this. So I want to go over with you guys a realistic scenario about how you can organize yourself and have the conversation with an officer. So I have a script that I want to share with everybody about this. So let me share screen. Boosh. We provide this in junior year of Creditor Academy when we operate private. So let's take a look. Okay, pursuant to Article 6, Clause 2. Now remember, this is a script. Whoops. Clause 2 and 3 of the Supreme Court's law of the land, and I also demand that you uphold your fiduciary duty as a peace officer to the public by allowing me to exercise and enjoy my natural liberty to travel the land which the Supreme Court ruled is constitutionally protected pursuant to Shapiro versus Thompson. Right off the bat, you're making it clear about the peace officer's fiduciary duty and and your exercise right to travel. And you brought up the constitutionally pursuant court case that supports it. Now remember, this is a script. This is a conversation. I'm going to pull out certain sections of this, okay? So I might go out of order or in order, okay? Good to know. Your automobile is a consumer good according to UCC 912A 23, okay? So right off the bat, I want to point out that we're starting an administrative process, that we are recording ourselves saying this, okay? Because if you say everything I'm about to read and you didn't get it on record, meaning you recorded yourself, then you can't use it as permissible evidence in your administrative process to the court. Consumer goods means goods that are used or bought for use primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. So are they going to require you to register your microwave oven and your sofa next? If you are not a commercial driver, you are neither a driver nor you operating a motor vehicle. If he wants you to sign his debt instrument, meaning ticket, you can tell him you do not want to enter into contract with him and you are not signing anything. Note A flesh and blood man or woman does not write a signature. That is what the straw man does. You are the flesh and blood man or woman that gives an autograph. If he persists in acting violent for any reason, you're afraid of your life or safety, give your autograph under duress, like this. Do not underline or emphasize only. And then it gives you without prejudice, without acceptance, under duress. This is why we write these things, because we have to sign. We want to make it clear that we're under duress. What is duress? Duress is unlawful pressure exerted upon a person to coerce that person to perform an act that he or she ordinarily would not perform. So even if you have to, you have in there. All right, so let's get into kind of the script of this. Okay, so on the top, so that you may, is this number one? Where's number one? A little bit out of order. All right. It's a little out of order, but I wanted to point out some of this. Officer, badge number. Are you stopping me for a civil infraction or an alleged criminal offense? If he says criminal and he cites something from the traffic code, then we've got him for incompetence. He doesn't know that the law defines the allegation he made is a civil infraction. He illegally stopped you without a warrant for a civil infraction, which means he didn't have probable cause or reasonable suspicion, because those only attach to crimes. This is a commercial crime, not a criminal crime. This is all about choosing a foundation you can build on to get them to admit certain things. Rather than ask him about probable cause, which he will say he has, first determine whether or not he understands how probable cause is obtained. In other words, any citation for a traffic violation is a civil infraction, not a crime. If he says he has stopped you for a crime, then he must have probable cause for the crime you committed and are committing or about to commit. You've trapped him. Okay, so this is a preamble. Let's continue on to the script. If he says he stopped you for a crime, say, officer, badge number, what facts or information are you alleging gave you probable cause to stop and accost me? Officer, badge number, do you have a properly signed and issued warrant to search me or my property? If he says he has a warrant, ask to see it. If he has a warrant, he has to furnish it within a reasonable amount of time after he throws you in a cage, which they usually do without taking you before a magistrate first, which is lawfully required. No, if there is no warrant, continue reading. Officer, badge number. For the record, I am not operating in a for-hire capacity by engaging in any form of transportation or commercial use of the highway. Officer, badge number, please acknowledge that you have been so informed. Keep repeating the question until he answers. It's what they do. This is important because he'll keep you there even though he has no reason to do so, as he fishes for something to charge you with. Officer, badge number. Am I under custodial arrest? If I am not under custodial arrest, am I free to go? It can't be the same answer here. Officer, badge number. What articulatable probable cause leads you to believe that I have committed a crime and am committing a crime, or am about to commit a crime that authorizes you to stop and detain or arrest me? This is how you build an administrative process. You become the first line of your own defense. By questioning the officer, that's admissible into court. Say, this is what the police officer said. And the case gets thrown out because they're not able to find it, or they mumble and jumble. They don't expect this level of you to get back at them, right? This is why if this kid would have gotten in his car, he had to know he was going to get pulled over. I have the wrong registration license plate on the wrong vehicle, and I I'm not going to give my license. I'm not going to give my registration. And I'm going to say I'm traveling. Like, you know what I mean? So he had to know. So this is how you become prepared. And, you know, I know in this movement, there's a lot of things like, oh my gosh, what do I say? What do I do? It feels like that driving is the most nerve-wracking situation out of this whole movement, doesn't it? Feels like I can't be a part of this movement, or I don't feel comfortable moving. So I'm going to contract with the state because I don't want to be in a situation like this kid where they break my window and they pull me out of the vehicle, they tow the car, and then they give me an infraction. It doesn't have to be that way if you're prepared. If you're prepared, you'll get your remedy. Okay? And this doesn't need to be some exhaustive, you know, thought process for you to think about. It could be well put ahead of time. You know, it could be taught. This is why we go over it in Creditor Academy. We go over the script. We do some play action. We talk about private identification. We talk about asserting your rights. But we also, you know what we talking about? Is we talk about having the right paperwork. Okay? Having the right paperwork for status correction is what's going to save you more. Well, it'll save you just as much as not contracting. I'll put it that way. So if you do the right status correction, if you don't contract with the state and get them yourself in their jurisdiction, that's half the battle right there. The other half of the battle is if you can stand on your paperwork. And you know what? Honestly, it doesn't take that long to do. This is not like months and months and months of studying, dipping your head inside of a book. What this is just sitting back, watching my modules that actually read to you. We give you the script. We give you the templates. We explain the templates, and we just give you education, right? This doesn't have to be a laborious process. It could be a very simple one. And if we make it entertaining, if we make it cinematic, and we base it across a part of the Montessori method, like we do at Creditor Academy, I think we can really make learning fun. And that's what it just needs to be. It needs to be simple. It needs to be organized. It needs to be fun. And in a matter of a week to 2 weeks, you feel more confident to defend yourself and not have to go through a situation like this young man did. Because it doesn't take rocket science to be like, oh, maybe I should, you know, if I want to operate in the private, you know, maybe I'll put my car inside of a trust. Well, what does that entail? That takes a few hours. Maybe I need a DOT number. Okay, well, that takes literally 20 minutes, you know? Okay, now I need to have my script ready. And do you have insurance? Yeah, you have private insurance through your trust, right? Okay, so I give them insurance. I show them that the trust owns the vehicle, and I have my script, and you're along your way. This is not it. The only thing that stops a lot of people from contracting with the system is this driving thing. This is why I want to show you guys examples of what people do wrong so you don't feel so nervous, because the internet is filled with people that do it wrong. And I'm here to show you how it's done right. And once I'm going to show you some really great wins on this YouTube channel. I'm going to show you the losses first, but then I'm going to show you some great wins. And guess what? The people who win, they follow this script. They do their administrative process. And then after they do the administrative process quite a few times, they're like, oh, it's no big deal anymore. You know, it's just how I operate. But we also fly under the radar. When we're flying under the radar, when I say that, I mean that we are here to not cause noise and commotion. That doesn't mean that I'm going to drive down a residential road at 200 miles per hour in my Range Rover, right? Now I'm going to be aware of my surroundings in the society that I'm in, and I'm going to be cordial. If you want to join us at Creditor Academy. If you have been searching for an organization to land your feet on, and you have not tried us out, or you want to see what Creditor Academy is all about, really see how much time me and my team, my full-time staff of 74, have invested into a top-notch actual academy program based upon the Montessori method, Creditor Academy, Private Montessori Association. And check us out through Masterclass. In Masterclass, we give you everything you need to go private. We give you also a special offer that's going on, but we give you access to our core classes. We give you full Sovereignty 101. You get the full course. You need the foundations of what sovereignty is. We give you an introductory to sophomore become private. Before you do an SPC and a status correction and go through all these templates and all of that, don't you want to know what it's about and what you're going to be learning and how it can benefit you? My gift to you. My gift to you. You get an introductory to it. Then we give you an introductory to junior operate private. Master how to manage private business associations, private business trusts and all that. And then, of course, our most popular one, the unlimited credit. We show you how to unlock and access your unlimited credit through trade lines, high limit cards on your private entities. But you know what? All of this is unnecessary if you can't put food on the table today. If you can't afford rent over your head. That's why we have what's called I Want Remedy Now. Actually, I would say that this is our most popular service. I Want Remedy Now is discharging. You know, what I've always wanted was for a professional organization that has done all the research themselves, all the studying themselves, and they know how to discharge it and just say, hey, show me how to do it for me, like give me everything that I need to get my remedy. And I'm here to tell you, it is so difficult to sit there and study a very comprehensive program when you're stressing about putting food on the table for your family. So if you're coming to our organization just looking for remedy only, this is where I recommend that you would start. And our I Want Remedy Now, sir. We've got over 2,300,000 and it was 15,000. Someone else got discharged 10,000 today. So what is that? 25? So 2,300,025 discharge cases. So we're very excited about that. We're very excited about that. So that is it. That's all. This Thursday we'll go over more. And I'm excited for you to join our organization and to learn more about it. Until next time, everybody on YouTube, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Amazing! Pokemon! Let's go to you.